Hey there, YouTube. Bed Bath & Bongs here. Thank you so much for joining me. I have an action-packed show for you folks today. I'm going to start off with a marijuana review of two different strains. We have one that, to be honest with you, I wasn't too thrilled with. Because they kind of gave me the wrong version of the strain. And of course, what I'm talking about is Tenderoni. I got it from Earth's Healing. There's like 5 different Tenderonis. I had ordered the one that was 20% THC, and I get it home, and of course it gave me the wrong one. It told me like 11% THC. So yeah, I mean it's not a terrible bud. I'll be smoking on it a little bit, but I am heavily disappointed. A, because it's not what I paid for, and B, it's not that great. But thankfully enough, I still had some Headstash stashed away, which is something I've not done a review on yet. It is a pretty potent bud. I think it's in around 22-23%. It is an indica dominant, but it is very pleasant. Kinda is that stupid weed. So for the Tenderoni, it smokes good. It tastes all right. It doesn't really have much of a taste. To be honest, it just kind of tastes like dry herb. And it does get you high. It's not the longest lasting high, and it's a very standard indica high. I don't know. It's nothing to write home about. I'd probably give it 1.5 out of 5 stars. One of my lowest reviews. But thankfully enough for this review, what I'm going to be smoking on, I kind of layered the Tenderoni on the bottom of the bowls and packed the Headstash on top. And now the Headstash, my God, this is one of my most favorite indica dominant strains that I've tried myself. It is just very skunky, smelly weed. It has a very deep flavor. It tastes like a lot of those purple weeds you may have tried to smoke, like Grape Ape or Granddaddy Purple. Very much akin to that sort of thing. Very pleasant high. It is one of those weeds that just kind of knocks you in the head. It's definitely something I would smoke at home to relax, because you're not going to be very productive. Yeah, the Headstash is wonderful. I'd go ahead and give that 4 out of 5 stars. Wish I had more of it. Absolutely fantastic. And as a side note to all of my fans out there, I don't know if you have noticed, but the Senate passed the COVID stimulus bill. And Joe Biden has showed support for it. It's probably going to go through. So we're all getting our $1,400 direct payments. Of course, unless you're some sort of Mr. Moneybags who makes more than the income caps. Because I certainly don't. So me and my family are going to benefit from this, and it's going to benefit a lot of people out there that are hurting. And I'm glad that our politicians were finally able to pull their heads out of their asses and do something worthwhile. So while I am smoking on this weed, we're going to watch some news stories and some of Biden's comments and just some details on the law passed.
A year will get the full $1,400. Couples that make up to $150,000 a year are going to get $2,800 between the two of them. After that, there's a steep cliff. So individuals up to $80,000 will get some money. Couples up to $160,000 will get some money.
What about the people who got checks last time? You're saying that some will not get it now? I mean, has it been amended to that degree?
That is correct, Alex. In the previous round of stimulus checks, earners of $80,000 to $100,000 got some money. They won't this time around. Couples who make $160,000 to $200,000 got some money last time. They will not get money this time. This was part of a compromise between President Biden and moderate Democrats who wanted the bill more narrowly targeted. Biden said he was not going to compromise on the top line number of $1,400, but he did get that limitation.
And parents, do parents get extra money for kids?
Yes, so the $1,400 is also available for every child. The family gets an extra $1,400 now.
When we took office 45 days ago, I promised the American people that help was on the way. Today, I can say we've taken one more giant step forward in delivering on that promise that help was on the way. I want to start off by thanking the Vice President, but I want to thank all of the senators who worked so hard to reach a compromise, to do the right thing for the American people during this crisis, and voted to pass the American Rescue Plan. It obviously wasn't easy. It wasn't always pretty, but it was so desperately needed, urgently needed. I also need to say a few words about the Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who I spoke with many times in this and again this morning. I served in the Senate, as you all know, for many years. I've never seen anyone work as skillfully, as ably, as patiently, with determination to deliver such a consequential piece of legislation that was so urgently needed as the American Rescue Plan. Chuck Schumer, Senator Chuck Schumer. When the country needed you most, you led, Chuck, and you delivered. Neither I nor the country will ever forget that. And it's not a moment too soon. I've been talking about the urgency of this need. For over a year, the American people were told they were on their own. We've seen how hard that has been on so many Americans. As of last night, 519,064 lives lost to the virus. That many empty chairs this morning, the breakfast table, gone. More than 400 small businesses closed unnecessarily. Millions of people out of work through no fault of their own. I want to emphasize that. Through no fault of their own. Food bank lines stretching for miles. Did any of you ever think you'd see that in America? In cities all across this country? Families facing the threat of eviction. This nation has suffered too much for much too long. And everything in this package is designed to relieve the suffering and to meet the most urgent needs of the nation and put us in a better position to prevail.